Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego. It is September 24th, 2025. September 24th, 2025. 3 minutes to 6 p.m. Central Time here in the Panhandle of Florida. And it's time for another live stream. It's time for me to give you more information on how to process K-1 visas, 2-year green cards, 10-year green cards, U.S. citizenship processing, spousal visas, K2 visas. And don't forget, though, I'm not an immigration attorney, and I don't give you legal advice, and I don't work for USCIS, but I do have 12 years of experience processing green cards and K-1 visas. 12 years is a long time, and I know more than any immigration attorney, in my opinion, on how to do this. And so that means you don't have to pay these people thousands and thousands of dollars. You can hang out with Diego and sometimes Karina when she's not busy, because she's busy right now. Hang out with my beautiful wife from Venezuela and learn how to do this process. An immigration attorney is going to charge you a lot of money, and well, they went through a lot of schooling, but have they ever brought a foreign national to the United States? How many immigration attorneys do you know that's brought a foreign national to the United States? I don't know of any. Francois Livingston. Good evening, Diego and Karina. Francois, good evening. Now, Francois is married to Hamid, and Hamid is from Morocco, and they're up in upstate New York and doing great. I hope you guys are doing good. Francois is a member of this channel. As a member of this channel, she has my email address and phone number. And Chris Stout, good evening, good morning or evening. Chris, you don't know if it's morning or evening. Where are you? Here in Florida, in Central Time, it is 5:59 p.m., September 24th, 2025. I mean, you got to know what time it is, right? And yeah, okay, it's evening time. There you go. You must be all jet lagged or something. You got all this jet lag from flying around the world 100 times. Now, I don't see any more major changes coming to the green card process or the K-1 visa process, other than new forms being generated. So make sure that you are using the most current edition form before you file your application, no matter what it is. So if you're fixing to file for a 10-year green card using USCIS form I-751, make sure you're using the current edition of the form. Go to uscis.gov/forms, then click on 751, and it will bring you to the form. Fill it out on your computer, print it, and then fill in with black ink whatever it is your computer won't let you fill in, and there you go. If you're fixing to apply for a K-1 visa, you're going to be filling out form I-129F. Do the same thing. And Francois Livingston, doing great. Diego, thank you for asking. How are you? And Karina, we're good. I finished the garage floor finally. I went ahead and painted the floor to our garage because it was looking horrible. It had oil spots on it. It was dirty. I mean, it's a typical freaking garage floor that that when you buy a house, the whole house looks good except for the garage floor, right? They usually forget about the garage is like not important because it's where cars go. So I spent the last week renovating the garage floor. First, you clean it with a broom. Then I cleaned it with a leaf blower. Then I washed it with 3 or 4 times with a hose, let it dry for a couple of days. Then I degreased the floor with the degreaser. The whole garage floor was degreased. Then I waited for it to dry a couple of days. Then I laid a chemical acid on the floor so the paint will bond. Then I waited for that to dry. Then I painted the garage floor with this special epoxy paint, and I waited 2 days for that to dry. Then I painted the clear coat protection, and that's where we're at. And I'm waiting for that to dry. And it takes 7 days for this paint to cure, so I cannot park the car in the garage until Sunday. and today's Wednesday. So Francois, we're doing good, and Corinna's happy as a clam. She couldn't believe I turned the garage floor into a from a oil mess to a, like, it looks like a car showroom now. Chris Stout, so we will no go into recession because of issues with Russia. No, we used to buy oil from Russia, a very small amount. It was an irrelevant amount. Russia doesn't affect the US economy. What's the standpoint? I heard something about NATO with Trump. Well, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization finally, I guess, started paying their dues instead of the United States taxpayers, American taxpayers, always paying for the NATO protection. You know, just imagine this, right? You got a security system on your house, and you pay every month for the alarm system on your house, right? But then you're paying for your neighbor's alarm system too, and the neighbor across the street, you're paying for his alarm system on his house. That was the same deal. We were paying for NATO's defense, South Korea's defense, our own defense. We were paying everybody's defense. And Trump said, no, we're not paying. You can pay your own freaking defense, but we will help you. Is it a good or bad situation? Russia is got no bearing. The only thing bad about the war with Russia and Ukraine is that people are getting killed. Russians and Ukrainians, number one. That sucks. And it's not necessary for Russians and Ukrainians to be dying. Number two, Russians who are in love with American citizens are trying to process their K-1 visas. They cannot go to the U.S. Embassy in Moscow because of this conflict. So, you know, that's the way it is. Francois, you made a video of your project. No, I didn't. It was a lot of work. And what I'll do, Francois, is I'll make a video of the garage floor after, once all the gloss coat has finally dried, and then on Sunday, when I can actually step on this thing again, I'll make a video of the floor of the garage. But you know, if you look at any garage floor, they look mostly got oil stains, they're dirty. Now the garage looks like the garage floor looks like you walk into a car showroom, but I can't step on it yet. And I'll make a video of the finished product so you can see it. I'll just throw it into the members section of this channel. But the only thing that's the problem with Russia and Ukraine, besides they're killing each other, is the fact that we cannot issue K-1 visas at the embassy in Russia, in Moscow, and we cannot issue K-1 visas at the embassy in Ukraine, in Kiev, because the embassies are closed, because we got these two people fighting each other. But, you know, I don't pick a side. I just want both sides to stop fighting. And that way we can get back to opening up our embassies, and that way I can get back to helping people get their K-1 visas get approved from the beautiful ladies of Russia and gentlemen and Ukraine. You know, Francois Livingston, I bet it looks marvelous. I'll shoot a video of the garage for you and put it in the members section, but I can't go in there till Sunday. Karina couldn't believe the change. This product that I purchased is very toxic, so you got to use, you know, nose protection and respiratory protection and all that jazz. And it takes a week to do this. You just can't go and sweep out the garage and paint it. It doesn't work that way. It's a special process you got to do. And I followed the rules of the process, and now it looks fantastic. So anyway, Karina's happy. She will be walking on a shiny, beautiful, pretty garage floor when she gets out of the car, not a garage with oil stains all over it. And it was easy to do. It's just time consuming. But I'm retired, so I got all the time in the world. That's why I started the membership on the channel, so that people can call me and text me and email me when they have emergencies or have a pressing question on immigration. I don't give you legal advice. I'm not an immigration attorney, but I know more than most immigration attorneys to do this process. I've been doing this for 12 years. And I actually brought Karina to the United States, and it was not an easy process because Karina's from Venezuela. And then Karina's Venezuelan passport expired. And then we had to figure out how to renew her passport when I was in Colombia. And so we had to figure all this logistic stuff we had to figure out. So, but I knew how to do it. It's not difficult. But, the way immigration has written the rules and written the directions on their website, it's very confusing, especially filling out some of the paperwork, like the 864. It's very confusing the way immigration has written the directions to explain to somebody how to fill out the form 864, the affidavit of support. And it's also confusing for the I-134. And people are getting the two forms confused. The I-134 is the declaration of financial support. That's what the sponsor, the U.S. citizen sponsor, fills out for the embassy interview. And then when the beneficiary gets to the United States, then the sponsor fills out the I-864, which is the affidavit of support for the green card, because you're going from a non-immigrant visa to an immigrant visa. Francois Livingston, where did you buy everything? Yeah, in Home Depot. Hope you will share the products you used. Our garage floor could use a makeover. Yeah, I can teach you how to do it. I'll make a video for the members only channel on how to renovate your garage floor. Okay? I'll explain to you how to do it step by step. It's not difficult, but it's just time consuming. It's going to take at least a week to do it. You can't just sweep out the garage, paint it, wait a day, and then drive on it. There's a specific process that you must follow in order to make the garage floor look like a car showroom. Now, our garage looks like you walk into a Mercedes-Benz. When you go into a Mercedes-Benz showroom or whatever car dealership, and you look at their floor, that's what it looks like. It looks fantastic. I just can't walk on it, not until Sunday. Let me see. Celia has a question. Withdraw voluntary application of public benefit in the first phase of process containing false information without receiving or using benefit. If it is considered a misrepresentation for USCIS or no. Withdrawing the voluntary application of public benefit. So if you have a public benefit, if you got a public benefit and you withdraw that and you stop using that benefit, then you're no longer using that benefit, like SSI or food stamps, etc. And the question is this: is if you withdraw it voluntarily, the application. If you apply for SSI, then you withdraw the application. You say, no, I don't need SSI. Is it false information without receiving or using the benefit? Is it considered misrepresentation? It's only considered misrepresentation if you're using a public benefit, but you tell immigration that you are not using a public benefit when you fill out the affidavit of support. Let's suppose you're on SSI and you fill out the 864 they ask you about public charge, and you say, no, you're not a public charge, when in fact you are. That's misrepresentation. And immigration can easily find out. They can run the sponsor's social security number into the database. Now USCIS is connected all together with the IRS, with the Department of Motor Vehicles, with the local and state governments, the driver's licenses places, like I mentioned. So now if somebody's receiving a public benefit and they say they're not, when immigration run your social security number through their system, it's going to come up, you are using it, and your green card's going to be denied for misrepresentation. But it's not misrepresentation if you were on SSI and then you withdraw the application and then you don't use it, and you never used it. You apply for it, and then you go, oops, I can't apply for this because it's going to hurt the green card application. Then you withdraw it. Say, okay, I'm not going to use it. Then you're okay. Then you can say, no, I don't have. I'm not a public charge. You said here it's the benefit in the first phase of processing containing false information without receiving or using the benefit. It's not a misrepresentation if you never used it. If you applied for it and then canceled it and never used it, but it is a misrepresentation if you apply for it and you're using it and then you say on the immigration paperwork that you don't have it. So that's the problem. That would be a problem right there. And your green card will not be approved because immigration will find out with the click of a keystroke. Immigration right now have access to your bank, to your taxes, to your driving record, to your police record, state, local. And I hear our cat Rudy. He's crying. Let me go open the door for Rudy. Come on, Rudy. Come on. Come on. Well, Rudy wants to be included on the live stream. So here's Rudy. Here she is, not here. Here she is. There you go. Now, hopefully you can see. Hopefully I didn't mess up the focus on the camera. Celia, yeah, I canceled immediately and never used the benefit. So you can state that you do not have SSI or whatever it is you applied for. You can say truthfully that because the question with immigration doesn't say, have you applied for and canceled public benefits? The question is, are you on public benefit? And you're going to put no. Really? You're going to say no. And you're fine. Okay? So don't worry, Celia, you're good to go. Just so long as you never collected on it. And if you applied for it and didn't collect on it and you canceled it, you withdrew your application, then it's like it never happened. And you're going to be all right. So you can say with the clip. Now Rudy's going to try to climb through the curtains in the back of the house. Rudy, I don't know. We got these two cats, and they're fun to have. Celia, and they sent me a notice of denial, closure of case after stopping the assistance application. So no misrepresentation because I will apply for N400. So you're going to apply for U.S. citizenship. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to put the cat out. Hold on. There we go. Now the cat really can see out the window. No, you're going to apply for U.S. citizenship. You applied for the public benefit, but then canceled it, and they sent you a notice of denial, and they closed the case. And did you ever receive any public assistance? If you never, really not you, I'm talking to this young lady. Did you ever receive public assistance? If you didn't, and you canceled it and it's been closed out, then you can truthfully say that you're not on public assistance. So you're good. Try to relax. Good job, though. So you've been in the United States for quite a while, and now you're getting ready you're married to a U.S. citizen, right? And you've been married for longer than 3 years. You have your 10-year green card, and you're going to apply for U.S. citizenship. And that's the best move. If I'm right on what I just said, then that's the best move that you can possibly make. Become a citizen. And then you don't have to mess with immigration anymore. Then you don't have to be renewing your green card every 10 years. Hold on. Let me see now. Really? Come on. What is it, kitty? Yeah. What's the matter with you, big girl? Really has had vaccinations And our other cat had vaccinations. You know, you got to get cats their vaccinations, right? And I was at the vet, and the vet was saying, good job on getting the vaccinations and everything. And I said, you know, I haven't had to get this many vaccinations since Karina got her green card. and I mean, her K1 visa. And Karina gave me this, she kind of looked at me like that. And I was joking. Applying the form N400 for U.S. citizenship is easy to do. Do it online. You can do it online, but make sure that you qualify. Celia, I never received or used any public benefit because there is a question on the N400. Have you ever made a misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit? You answer, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. No, that's an easy question. The question is, I'll repeat it. Have you ever made a misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit? And you respond with, no. There's the answer. And you're good to go. So try not to overthink this, okay? You can do it. But becoming a U.S. citizen is very good. I'm very happy to hear that you're going to do that. And the paperwork isn't difficult. But remember, I made a video on all the questions they could possibly ask you. There's 128 questions that the immigration folks can pull from. And I made a video with all 128 questions and all the answers. So it's an open book video test for you. It's easy. The video is like 50 minutes long. And immigration released the test questions for the immigration U.S. citizenship appointment. I got the test questions. It took me all day. It was a video. It took me all day, but I made the video for you guys, and you can watch it. Or if you want to study, you can study online. If you rather just get it on a book and study from a book, print the questions and answers online. So let me see here. And Celia, yeah, go ahead and go ahead and remove that from the live stream. There you go. There's 128 questions for U.S. citizenship that immigration can use. They're going to ask you 20 questions out of the 128 questions. They're going to pick 20 of them. So you make sure you know the answers to all 128 questions. If you know the answers to all the questions, then you will have no problem when you go for your civics and U.S. government test. When you apply for U.S. citizenship and you go to your interview, wear business casual, and you're going to be answering questions yes or no. Okay? When you go in front of the immigration officer for U.S. citizenship, you're going to be answering questions yes or no. Don't be telling them stories. That's going to take 3 hours. They don't have the time. Okay? They're going to ask you, have you ever left the United States of America since you've been a green card holder? Yes or no? That's a question. So they're trying to figure out if you are using the green card as a tourist visa or if you really moved to America to live here permanently. Get your green card and stay in America. Okay? If you want to go on a vacation for a couple of weeks somewhere on your 2-year green card, there's no problem with doing that. You miss, grandma, take a 2-week vacation, but I don't recommend you even do that. When Karina goes for her U.S. citizenship exam, and they ask her, Karina, have you ever left the United States since you've been a green card holder? She's going to say, no, never left the country. But she's going to respond, no. Question is this. Karina responds, no. Next question. Have you ever been in trouble with the police since you've been in the United States? No. That's it. That's how you answer, no. It's a yes or no, okay? And if you follow the directions of the immigration officer exactly, you won't have any problems. And you'll breeze through your U.S. citizenship interview. You'll pass the civics test and the government information test. I've already made the video about it. I've got all the answers for you in the video. So there's no excuse why you cannot pass that, as long as you memorize everything. And stay out of trouble when you get your green card. Don't try not to get speeding tickets. Multiple speeding tickets is a problem. DUIs, if green card holders now who hold 10-year green card holders, 2-year green card holders who are getting DUIs, driving under the influence, they're going to be denied their green card when they renew it. It's going to be denied. If you're a 2-year green card holder and you got a DUI, you're not going to get a 10-year green card. You're going to be deported. It's just the way the rules are. Okay? That's how things have changed. Immigration is at 0 errors. When you file for your 2-year green card, when you file for your 10-year green card, when you file for your U.S. citizenship, don't make any mistakes on the paperwork, because immigration right now is at 0 errors. There's a tolerance. They got no tolerance for mistakes. All right? Especially stupid ones. Like if you forget to sign the paperwork, or if you can't figure out the family size on the 864, or you fill out the I-129F incorrectly. You can't spell your beneficiary's name. Let's suppose your beneficiary is from Thailand and she's got a name this long. You got to figure, you can't fit it on the space provided on the I-129F. So where do you put her name if it won't fit? You put it in the back of the I-129F in the other information section. And you say, section 1, part whatever, this is my beneficiary's full name. And you put in there, her name is so long, it wouldn't fit on the I-129 page over here. So you explain that on the other section of the I-129F, where you can tell immigration whatever you want. My dad, when my mom died, my dad moved to Thailand. He met a lady in Thailand. They got married, and he didn't go through any of this immigration stuff. He lives in Thailand, but his wife's name is like this long. I can't even pronounce it. So, I'm just giving you food for thought. I'm not picking on Thailand. I'm just saying there's some countries with really long names, like in Latino countries, like in South America. There's they got their first name, they got their second, they got the middle name, they got the mother's maiden name, they got the dad's surname. They got 4 names right there. And then they marry an American, and then they got 5 names, right? And you're trying to fill out the 485. So on the 485, when you apply for the 2-year green card, they ask you, what is your current legal name? And Karina put in there, Karina, middle name Ross. That's it. Karina, middle name Ross. And then they ask, the second question is, how many, what other names have you gone by? So she put in there, Karina, middle name, mother's name, father's name, the whole shebang. But she goes by Karina Ross. She doesn't have to use all those other names, okay? Her Florida driver's license is Karina Ross, her green card, her social security card. So, but what she did was she eliminated all those other names from the government documents because it's just no space. In Central America and South America, they got the first name, they got the middle name, then maybe they got a second middle name, then they got the mother's maiden name, then they got the father's surname, and then they got the husband's American citizen's name. There's too many names. But immigration want to know that. And then if you are from a country like, if you're from Greece, okay, then I think that's only one of a few countries where you have to get the passport biographic page translated into English. So if you're dating somebody from Colombia, Venezuela, South America, Europe, somewhere like that, you don't have to translate the biographic page of the passport. But if you're dating somebody from Greece, I think that's the only country that immigration requires you to get a certified translation of the biographic page of the passport. All right. So don't forget that, because some folks are watching from Greece. And I've been to Greece. I've been to Greece 3 times. It's a beautiful country when I was in the Navy. And I recommend it as a place to go for a vacation if you get a chance, especially Cebu. Not Cebu, Corfu, not Cebu. Cebu's in the Philippines. Corfu, Palaokat Streets of Beach. I went to Corfu, Greece, and I went to Palaokat Streets of Beach. I caught the bus from where the ship was anchored in, and I caught the Greek bus, and I fell asleep on the beach, and I turned into a cooked lobster. But what a great country that is. And they mostly speak English. Larry Piercy, sorry I am late. Larry, you're never late. Now, Larry's our friend, the Marine Corps, former Marine, and we helped Larry bring Moggy, his beautiful wife, from Thailand to the United States. And Larry will be a testament about how long the names are from people living in Thailand. So long, they got long names. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's their culture and it's all good, but you got to be able to fit it on the paperwork, right, Larry? You had to fit it on the paperwork, right? Wasn't that fun? How's her English class? Now, Larry's married to Moggy. Moggy is her American name. And she found out about English classes through Karina, my beautiful wife from Venezuela. And now she's taking English classes, right, Larry? She signed up for English. Karina's in English classes. And Karina's doing pretty good. She's getting there. So in 6 months now, we're going to apply for Karina's 10-year green card. 6 months. October, November, December, January, February, March. That's 6 months. And then let me see here, that's 6 months. So that in a year and a half from now, she can apply for U.S. citizenship. Chris Stout, Larry was late. He's done eating at Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, Texas Roadhouse makes great food. They have good food. Larry Piercy, busy and saved $14,673. Yeah, because I helped you, right? I saved you $14,000 in all this paperwork to pay all these immigration fees, which you didn't have to pay. Your wife's name was Mappy Wong. It still is Mappy Wong. Nothing's changed. She didn't lose her name. You just downsized it. She loves the class and says hi to Karina. Well, we're glad she likes her English class. Brownie, hello, Diego. What's going on? My interview date came in the mail October 28th. Well, let me get some mega pixie dust on Brownie's interview. I knew it was going to happen. I kept telling you, and you stayed calm, like I tried to get you to stay relaxed. And now here you go. You got your interview date for October 28th. And then after the interview, you get your green card is going to get mailed to you, and you're on a roll. Good job, Brownie. Now, Brownie RSPS is from England, the United Kingdom, right? Super excited. Brownie says he's super excited. I am for you. So is Karina. Karina's in the back making Venezuelan food or something. Larry Piercy say $14,673 working with Diego. There you go. In fact, Larry, if I remember, we processed your wife's K-1 visa application at Texas Roadhouse. And then we processed her 2-year green card application at Texas Roadhouse, right? So fond memories. So we can give Texas Roadhouse a salute because we were good company and we got your K-1 visa sorted out, eating over steaks at Texas Roadhouse. Brownie, Larry Piercy, she lost her name. I took it. Now I'm Larry Mappy Wong. Okay, Larry Mappy Wong. Brownie RSPS, I'm from England. Yes, I'm trying my best to make fish and chips at home. You can't do it because, you can make fish and chips at home, but the batter and the oil that they use in England is totally different from the oil that is used in the United States. The British use these deep fat fryers with this oil, right? This special oil that gives the fish and chips the flavor that it has. I was in England in 1996. I went to England for 30 days on vacation, and I ate fish and chips every single day. Fish and chips was lunch. I didn't have to worry about what I was going to have for lunch when I was in England, because it was going to be fish and chips every day with vinegar, pickled onions, and salt and vinegar, a little bit of ketchup. But they use a different kind of oil to cook the food in. You can't get that. They don't use that oil here in the United States. Larry Piercy, need to go back. Yeah, we need to go back. You need to go back to Texas Roadhouse. It's a great place to eat. Larry Piercy, looks like you are slimming down. I lost 21 pounds. Larry, I stripped 20 pounds off my gut and a pound of water from somewhere else. Brownie RSPS, older, more classical fish and chips use lard. Yeah, that's what it's called, lard. But it's hard to get that. I don't see that here in America. That's straight fat from the cow, right? Brownie RSPS, a lot switched to vegetable oil some time ago. So they switched to vegetable oil in the United Kingdom. So their fish and chips probably aren't as good as they used to be back in 1996 when I went there. Larry Piercy, you won't go to Texas Roadhouse when I go. I'll go. I'll bring Karina but we'll go to Texas Roadhouse when you go. Sure, why not? Chris Stout, yes, we need to slim down on interest rates. Sad, it went to 0.25 points. Need to go down even more. Well, interest rates are the reason that interest rates went up was because during the Biden administration, and I'm not blaming Biden because it was the Congress that spent all the freaking money. The U.S. Congress controlled the purse strings. So the Democrats and the Republicans in the Congress kept spending money, and Biden kept approving it, even though he doesn't have to. And because we kept spending so much money, the price of goods and services went up. Okay, but the Democrats were saying that that inflation was created because of COVID. No, COVID didn't create inflation. Inflation was created by the Congress spending too much freaking money. Okay, but I'm not going to blame Biden because Biden doesn't control the Treasury Department. That's controlled by the Congress. But Biden was the president, and it happened on his watch, so he should have accepted responsibility for it, and he should have stopped it if he could. Larry, okay, we'll give you a heads up. No, it wasn't Biden's fault. It wasn't. It was the Congress. President Trump, President Biden, Obama, Bush, Clinton, Kennedy. I don't care what president whatever the name you want to throw out there, the Congress controls the spending. Maybe it was under AutoPen. There you go. Consumer spending was up during COVID. How could that possibly cause inflation? Inflation was created because the Congress of the United States kept buying stuff that we, the American people, didn't need. Instead of building roads and fixing, stuff that needed to be fixed, infrastructure, they were trying to spend money on this Green New Deal, where Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, whatever the heck her name is, wanted to build a bridge from the United States to Europe so we don't have to fly to Europe anymore. We can drive there. That's how insane she is. Let me see. God is good. Hello. Good day. Yesterday was my biometrics. Very good. Taken very quickly after a few days of submitting the documents. Very good. God is good. We're glad to hear you. Good to hear. Brownie RSPS, exactly the same situation in Great Britain. I think in Great Britain, you have the House of Commons and you have the House of Lords, right? Which is like the Congress and the Senate. The House of Commons is like the Congress. The House of Lords is like the Senate. And that's correct, right? I'm on the right track. So the House of Lords decided they wanted to keep spending money on stuff that the British people didn't need, right? Excuse me. Just like the US Congress spends money on stuff we don't need. And when you spend money and they don't bring in enough money in taxes, so you're spending $1 trillion and you're only bringing in 500 billion in taxes, you're 5 billion in the hole every 6 months. So they have to print money to make up the difference, or borrow it from communist China or Japan or somewhere else. We have people in Congress who are incompetent, and that's just the way it is and the way it always will be, because I don't see anything changing anytime soon. Chris Stout, we are almost at $38 trillion in debt. It's impossible to repay that money back. Brownie, RSPS, I think the UK's problem was a ton of foreign aid at the time instead of looking after its own people. Well, yeah. They opened up. England is a little tiny country, right? It consists of England, Scotland, and Wales. It's a very small country, and they opened up their borders to every person that was crying for asylum from every country in the world. But England doesn't have the space for all those people. That was the conservative government that did that. And now you got the Labour government doing just as much stupid stuff as the Conservatives. There's no difference between the Labour and the Conservative government. The same is true in the United States. There's no difference between Republicans and Democrats in Congress. They keep spending money on stuff we don't need. Because why? It's not their money, so they don't care. It's our money. And we keep electing these idiots into office. And Trump became president, and now he's trying to stop all this foreign aid going to all these countries because there's no oversight on the money. We give $1 billion to one country, and then we don't know what happens to the money once we give it to them. What do they do with it? There's no oversight. So Trump's stopping it. He's blocking it. Chris Stout, we have to learn to stop using credit cards. Right. President Trump, I think, is the only person in the United States government that's trying to stop all this stupid spending, along with Elon Musk, who is no longer part of the Doge team. Brown RSPS, yeah, it's definitely remained unchecked for at least 20 years now. Yeah, in England and in the United States. But, you know, it is what it is. We can't, I as one person cannot do anything about it. So, I mean, you can call your congressman and say, hey, idiot, why do you keep spending money? Why did you allocate $1 billion to go to the study of, gorillas in Zambia? What's the point of that? Why did we do that? I mean, I'm just making an example, right? But anyway, we're going to focus on getting you guys your green cards, your K1 visas, and everything. Mona Bless, good evening, Ross family. Mona Bless, how are you? I got this new microphone here. I got this new camera. I got this new light system set up. It seems to be working pretty good, right? This microphone is pretty good. You can hear me, no problem. I got it. I had to reinstall software for this camera, and I had to figure that out. I was trying to figure out live streams with this new camera. And now it's good to go. I'm making videos for you guys. I made a video today for the members only channel, putting my phone number out there. My email address is out there again. Brownie RSPS, the camera looks great, by the way. Thanks. Yeah, it's a brand new camera. It's a 21st century technology that my brother Greg steered me into. Mona Bless says nice. Mona Bless says nice. Chris Stout, these folks making $350,000 or more funds, they still use credit cards because they want points. Yeah, well, can you blame them? If you use your credit card, you get points, right? And then you get money back from the bank. That's a good incentive to use the credit card, but it also tells the government what you're buying, because if you don't buy your stuff with cash, If you use your credit card to buy everything, then the government knows what you're spending money on. Brownie RSPS, don't get me wrong. I feel like relief efforts should be a priority for the world, but it should be on a charity basis, not via the taxpayer. Right. That's correct. It should be charity. It shouldn't be my tax money going to fund a new salination plant off the coast of Peru. How does the United States benefit from that? But if there are private companies in Peru that are capitalist in nature, that follow the same capitalist ideology as the United States, they can make lots of money and build their own salination plant. Trump has basically got sick and tired of all these countries putting their hands out, wanting free money from us taxpayers. Like colleges. Let's not pick on foreign countries. Let's look at colleges in America. Some universities in America depend on my tax money to fund their freaking college. Why is my tax money under grants paying for my next door neighbor's kids or child's college tuition? It shouldn't be my responsibility to be paying for my next door neighbor's college tuition so he can go to Harvard. It's ridiculous, right? Turn down your brightness, Larry, says Chris Stout. Larry Piercy, you have a little glare off of your pic above the A-Rod sign. Okay, well, I don't know how I can fix that. Is that better? I don't know. That's probably coming from the overhead light. Larry Piercy, I'm almost blind. Yeah. My eyesight was getting pretty horrendous, so I went on this diet where I'm cleaning all the sugar out of my blood, all this extra glucose that seems to be hanging out in my bloodstream. Once I started cleaning out my blood supply of all this excess glucose, my eyesight came back much better. Now I'm back to normal. I can even drive at night without squinting. So, I lost 20 pounds of body fat, and that was less work for my pancreas to pump insulin into my blood to control the sugar because of all the Cokes I was drinking and the Mountain Dew. So I cut out all the Cokes and the Mountain Dew. So I give you Mountain Dew salutes right here. But this is empty. So these are the Mountain Dew salutes for everybody. But I don't drink soda anymore. And once I eradicated all the sugar out of my blood, my eyes came back to normal again. All of the inflammation in my joints has gone away, and I lost 21 pounds. I had my follow-up medical exam a couple of days ago, and the doctor said, lose 10 more pounds and you're done. Brownie RSPS, the Mountain Dew salutes will be missed, but I'm happy you're healthy. Well, I'm glad I'm healthy because I was going down the path of no return. But my doctors are military doctors. I got a major and I've got a colonel, and they look out for me, and they set me straight, and now my health is good. I've just got to get 10 more pounds off, and then I can do that with one more fasting. I can fast for 2 days, 48-hour fast, and I'll strip that final 10 pounds off my body. And then I'm back where I was when I was close to going to boot camp. But I feel a whole lot better physically. And, I was getting a little concerned that I couldn't drive at night because everybody needs to be able to drive at night, at least sometimes, right? So I got that fixed. Mona Bless, Mr. Ross. Now, I'm Diego. On April 23rd of this year, April 23rd, 2025, my wife and children went in for their visa interview. She was told she was approved for her 2-year green card, not visa. After a month, we didn't receive anything. Well, she wasn't approved for a 2-year visa. She was approved for a 2-year temporary green card. Okay. And after a month, this was April 23rd. So on April 23rd, 2025, your wife and children went in for their visa interview. Are you talking about at the embassy? Are you talking about the U.S. Embassy? You checked your status online. It says no one showed up. What do you mean no one showed up? Are you talking about the K-1 visa interview at the embassy? Or are you talking about the 2-year green card interview? Yes, you are talking about the 2-year, you're talking about the K-1 visa interview at the embassy, right? What country? Which country? Okay, so you went to the K-1 visa, well, your wife and child went to the K-1 visa interview at the embassy. In which country was this we're talking about? And they approved. They said it was approved, and you still didn't receive anything. And online, it's saying that they didn't show up for the interview. So which country, number one, and number two, do you have a printout where it says the K-1 visa was approved? Because if the K-1 visa was approved, then all you have to do is wait to go pick it up from the embassy. This was after our marriage in the United States. So you do not apply for a K-1 visa. If you're married, you apply for a spousal visa. So what you're telling me is you went to the K-1 visa interview at the embassy, you got approved, your family came to the United States, you got married, you applied for the 2-year green card, and you got approved for the 2-year green card, and they're now saying online that they're saying nobody showed up for the appointment. I'm trying to get you filed the 485 for the, okay, so I got it exactly right. So you went to the you went to the 2-year green card interview, you got approved, and now it's showing online that it says no one showed up. Where did you go for the interview for the green card? Where did you go? What service center? In what USCIS office did you go to for the 2-year green card interview? Because what you have to do is in Newark, New Jersey, what you have to do is you have to call this is how you're going to fix this. You're going to call USCIS in Newark, New Jersey, and you're going to ask for an interview, an appointment. And then you're going to set an appointment with USCIS in Newark, New Jersey, and you and your family are going to go to the appointment, and you're going to go in there and sit down and say, "Where's my green card?" Do you understand what I'm just telling you, Mona Bless? It's since April, May, June, July, August, September. It's 5 months. You should have received the green card by now. Do you have the letter? Do you know the location of where you went for the interview? Do you still have the address of the USCIS office in Newark, New Jersey? Okay. Do you have a phone number to that USCIS office in Newark, New Jersey? Do you have a phone number on that letter? Because okay. Set an appointment. Call them up tomorrow. Set an appointment with them. Bring all your documentation with you. And go back. Hopefully it's not a long drive for you. Set an appointment. You can set an appointment with immigration at the green card place. Tell them you want an appointment. And then I will save your green card for you. Yeah, Brownie's correct. It's a CR1, not a K1 if you're married. Yeah, conditional residency 1. But these folks, okay, it's not a long drive. Call up the Newark, New Jersey USCIS office and say, I need to set an appointment in regards to the location of my green card. Where is it? Okay? You got it? You're going to do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, September 25th. You should be able to set an appointment for next week and bring all of your immigration paperwork with you. and you go in there with your paperwork and ask them, where is my green card? Okay? And then they will fix it for you because you got approved, right? But online it says nobody showed up, which is not true. So what you got to do is bring the paperwork with you, call them up, set an appointment with them, go back to the USCIS with your paperwork, and ask them where's my 2-year green card. It's been 5 months, you still haven't received it. They will fix it. They will correct that. Okay, you got it. Brownie RSPS. I'm also happy my green card interview is in Kansas City, Missouri, instead of St. Louis. It's closer and a lot less worse to drive through. Yeah, you live in Missouri. St. Louis is a big city. Kansas City's not too bad, but St. Louis is crazy. Mona Bless, will do. Yeah. And if immigration asks you, why did you wait 5 months before you set this appointment to investigate the status of your green card? You can say that you've just been waiting for your green card. You figured that they were busy. Right? We thought you were busy. We've been waiting for it. We passed our green card interview, and we just want to know where it is. Because the status that's showing up online is not correct. Somebody made a big mistake at immigration. Okay? So that's the way to fix it. You got it? Okay, guys. I've been talking for almost an hour. Today, I helped Mona Bless with a big problem. That's going to be a little problem tomorrow. Let's see here. Adnan Syed. My K1 visa interview is upcoming Thursday in the U.S. Embassy in Islamabad. What should I do? Well, you should go to your K1 visa interview. Bring the original I-134 signed by a U.S. citizen sponsor. All of the financial documents. You got to bring the financial documents to the interview. Dress nice, business casual. Bring pictures of any latest communication. How do you communicate with your sponsor? In WhatsApp, Yahoo Messenger. Bring some printouts from your latest communication. Bring some photos. Bring your financial documents, the I-134. You're going to be in Pakistan. They postponed my interview since May. Yesterday, they called me to come in for the interview. May, June, July. Whoa, they put you on a 5-month hold. They were there. So that's good news. So we're going to put MAGA pixie dust all over Adnan Syed's K1 visa interview. Make sure you have the most current I-134 signed by your U.S. citizen sponsor. That's the Declaration of Financial Support, plus last tax return, W-2s, bank statements, etc. Okay, so your interview is when, did you say? Adnan, my visa rescheduling portal calendar is still locked. So they called you up for Thursday. Have you paid for the visa consular fee? Have you paid the consular fee? It's $260. You paid it? And how long ago did you pay the consular fee? Has it been less than a year? You paid the consular fee? It's been less than a year, right? And what was the process to pay the consular fee? Did you pay it online with a credit card? Did you pay it? Did you go to a bank in Islamabad and pay the bank? And they gave you a MERV receipt. Do you have the MERV receipt? Do you have the MERV receipt? The receipt that says you paid for your consular fee. I paid 6 months ago, $265. There you go. It's $265. So you paid. Do you have the receipt that shows that you paid? Can you prove that you paid? You got to print that MERV receipt. Bring that with you to the interview. And don't worry about the rescheduling portal because they've already told you that your interview is going to be Thursday. Okay, you paid it. You got the MERV receipt. and they called you up and said the interview is going to be Thursday. What time Thursday is the interview? Did they tell you what time? Because there's no reason for you to go online and schedule an interview through the scheduling portal if the embassy's already scheduled your interview for you because they put you on hold for 5 months. If you have the MOVE receipt, bring it with you. Bring your passport. Bring a copy of your sponsor's passport, biographic page, all the financial paperwork, the I-134 signed by your sponsor, etc., etc., etc. Go to your visa interview on Thursday, and there you go. You're good to go. Do you understand, Adnan, what I just explained? The lady said we will send you an email, but we haven't received an email from them. What time is your interview on Thursday? The embassies get busy. They get busy. They forget to do stuff sometimes. They get overwhelmed with so many clients and so many people trying to get visas. What time is your visa interview on Thursday? And just show up at the time that they said, or 30 minutes before. So if your visa interview is at 7 o'clock in the morning, show up at 6:30 at the embassy gates, and then go through the security check. You got it? Bring all the paperwork. She didn't tell you anything about time. I'm still waiting for the email. Today is Wednesday, and the interview is going to be when? This is upcoming Thursday. Well, tomorrow's Thursday. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday in Pakistan, right? Today's Wednesday in Pakistan. Tomorrow's Thursday. Are you talking a week from now or tomorrow? Tomorrow is Thursday. Is your interview tomorrow or a week from tomorrow? If it's a week from tomorrow, then just wait on the email. And then if they don't send, she just called me to appear for interview on next Thursday. So you got a week. Okay. So they'll send you an email in the next, maybe tomorrow. In the next 2 days, they'll send you an email. If you don't get the email, call the embassy up and ask, where's my email? And they'll send it to you. Okay, you're good. Everything's fine. Okay, guys. Today's Wednesday. I'll be back on Saturday for another fun-filled adventure on K1 visas and green cards. And you said your language is Urdu. Okay, very good. And Brownie RSPS says, have a good night. And Brownie gets the last word. We'll see you next week. See you on Saturday. Adnan, can I give interview in my language or in English? If there is a person that speaks your language, Urdu, at the embassy, you can do it in your language. If they don't have somebody that speaks Urdu, then you can bring a translator with you. It's up if you want, you can bring do you speak English? Or how's your Adnan? How is your English? You seem to be writing English pretty good here. You understand me pretty good. So if you can understand English pretty good, you got nothing to worry about. But if you want to, you can bring a translator with you. Adnu side, love for you and for Karina, and we'll see you. You can speak English, then you're good. Nothing to worry about. See you guys Saturday.